Hi, this is Ken Okel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 career tips. So buckle up for this quick presentation. I want to let you know, toward the end, you will have an opportunity to download a little cheat sheet that I have put together that highlights some of the key points. I like having these types of things because while I remember a lot of a presentation, sometimes I need a refresher. This will be yours. I've studied a lot of top performers and tried to figure out some of the things that they do to make themselves better. And the interesting thing is often everyone is equally talented, yet some people find these little things that give them a good professional edge. Take Bonnie, the cello player. A few years ago, I was interviewing her and I found out that on the day of her performance, she's not worried about the music. She knows that cold. But what she does to make sure she's prepared for that night's performance, the day of the show, she does not use her arms very much. She's not picking up groceries. She's not doing housework. She's not painting a room. She wants her arms to be nice and fresh by the time she gets to the performance because she's going to be giving herself a workout on that cello. That's a simple thing that she does that maximizes her performance. What are some things you can do? Let's get into our list. The first one is related to your health. And I really want to talk about your health, especially during those times when you are busy. Does your health support you? For instance, when I worked in TV news, there might be days where I'd be covering some sort of big story like a flood. That meant that I might be working 17, 18-hour days for several days. In that type of situation, was my health supporting my performance or was my health hurting my performance? Because I needed to be at my best. Think about that in your world. I realize you may not be covering breaking news, but every industry has its busy times. When those come, are you in good shape? We're able to get through the day at a high level, or does it feel like you're getting dragged down? This may involve a future conversation with your doctor. I also want to talk to you about this place, your bedroom, sleep. How much sleep are you getting? Do you think you're getting enough? There was a survey that was done not too long ago by Mattress Firm, and it saw that we are sleeping less and less. For 2018, it was about 6.25 hours. Then for 2019, that number went down by about 45 minutes. So we're only getting 5.5 hours of sleep. That's a concern. Because a lot of medical professionals say you need to be getting 8 hours a night. I don't know about you. I cannot do 8 hours a night. It's just hard. But can I at least think about when I wake up feeling relatively rested, not vacation rested, but able to get out of bed, get dressed, get to work, and function at a high level right away. Not 30 minutes later after you've had a bunch of coffee, but right away you're able to function at a high level. Think of the number of hours of sleep that you got that allowed you to perform at that level. Let's say it's 6.5 hours. That's your target. That's the number that you want to be able to hit on a nightly basis. It may mean that sometimes you've got to say no to something. You got to turn off that Netflix a little earlier, be a little more disciplined with things. But know that number and try to honor it every day. And when you enter into some of those busy times of the year, you probably should try to add a little bit to that number. Sleep is really important. It improves our performance, makes us more resilient. Don't shortchange yourself in the bedroom. I think as well, when we start to get a little overwhelmed or a little stressed out, we're tightly wound. And that can open the door for a lot of problems, specifically those little ones that on a normal day wouldn't bug you so much. You'd be like, little problem, no problem. But all of a sudden, when you're already stressed out, that little problem becomes little problem, big problem, and you're distracted by it and you feel overwhelmed. So I think it's important in these moments to really focus on yourself. Make sure you keep things in perspective. I think it's always so important, especially when you're a little stressed out, to make sure you are listening well. A lot of misunderstandings are rooted in poor listening. Make sure that you are focused on the other person who's talking to you and you're in the moment. You're not thinking an hour ahead. You're not thinking about next week or 2 hours ago. You're focused on the other person. That way, I think you can prevent a lot of costly misunderstandings or other problems. We want to keep little issues as small as possible, not magnify them because we're a little bit frazzled. I also encourage people to consider creating some barriers during their day. Time when you can kind of unplug a little bit or focus on your most important work. Because there's always going to be distractions that are coming in, little things that are saying, hey, look at me. Let me take some of your time. This keeps you from doing some of your most important work. So a barrier could be not checking your phone, not checking your email for, let's say at the start, 15 minutes. Can you do that? Will the world end if you give yourself 15 minutes of focused work on a special project? Sometimes creating a work barrier is about going to a different location. If you're working in an office, is there an empty conference room where you can go so you're not that far away from everyone, but you're in a slightly different location, so it's harder for people to find you right away? And just spend a half hour in there and really focus on what you need to do. Other people like to just close a door and put a sign up, a friendly sign. Try one of these things because I think it can really make a difference if you can put some barriers into your schedule. Along those lines, if you feel yourself getting frazzled, where you're just feeling a lot of frustration, your focus is off, can you take a little break? Give yourself a few minutes, grab a cup of coffee, the action that pulls you out of your current situation and allows you to mentally regroup. Some people will do this little break before they have an important meeting. They've gotten used to rushing from one meeting to the next one. What if they took a few minutes just to review their thoughts on the meeting, check out some previously published materials on it, and make sure that when that meeting starts, they're focused and ready to go, not feeling frazzled. I understand that some of you are extremely busy in your positions. You don't have time for a break. So Ken, what can I do? Okay, I have a suggestion. When I was working in TV news, sometimes you'd be running around a lot. You would not have hardly any time. But just before I'd go live, I'd be hooked up with my microphone. Could I take a breath? Could a breath be a break? So I'd simply inhale and then exhale and just give myself that moment to center myself and get focused on what I needed to do. It didn't take a lot of time, but simply the act of doing it can help you perform at a higher level, especially when you are stressed out. Think about if there are some of those moments where you're maybe close to snapping at somebody, take that breath. Maybe you're going to send off an email or a text message that is a little too critical. Take that breath. Give yourself that chance to refocus, rethink. That instant may save you a lot of time. Make sure you're not making mistakes, not hurting feelings, not having misunderstandings. Don't underestimate the power of a breath. Here's that guide I was talking about. I am putting the download information in right now, so you're able to get that. Feel free to use it, distribute amongst your friends. It's my gift to you. Want to find out more about me? Hey, my name is Ken Okel. I'm a professional speaker. I talk to audiences about improving your performance on the job. I pull from my experience in broadcast news, hurricane relief, and professional ballet. Find out more about me at my website, just like my name, kenokel.com. Connect with me through email at tvguy@kenokel.com. When I worked in TV news, people would often recognize you in the field. They wouldn't remember your name, so they would just yell out things like, hey, TV guy. You're also welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn. Please let me know in your connection request where you encountered me, like in this presentation, so that way I'll know where you're coming from. I hope these career tips will prove helpful to you. There's a lot of challenges in the world right now, but I think these tips can help give you a professional edge. I'm Ken Okel. Take care.